I gotta get out of jury duty.
Yay.
Successfully got out of jury duty, or got it postponed to the winter. So now Kelly and I headed on a big road trip to pick up a new bin sweep for our grain bins that we really need before we start wheat harvest later on this week. We're heading to Lennox, South Dakota, just southwest of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And yeah, we do have bin sweeps in our bins, but I'll show you more when we get back. The one that we are replacing is one that we've got to pick up and physically sit on the center well, and it doesn't work itself around the bin real well. We have to constantly sit there and kick it. And anyway, what we're upgrading to is a paddle sweep, which is a chain with rubber paddles on it, that instead of an auger, the paddles carry the grain over to the center well, and it basically sweeps the floor as it's going around. You're not in there at the bin at all, and then once it's run a time or two, you just got to get in there and sweep a little bit away from the corners, and your bin's clean. So Kelly and I are not getting any younger, and every year we got to mess with this bin sweep. It's taking a more and more toll on us, so decided to do a little bit of upgrading. But because they was wanting to charge me like $3,300 to ship that bin sweep from South Dakota to our farm, it's like we can drive up there and back a heck of a lot cheaper. Plus, first opportunity I've had to get away from West Tennessee in over 3 months, and I got to get out of West Tennessee, even if it's only for 24 hours, just for my just for my sanity.
To drive to the middle of nowhere, South Dakota.
Hey, I get to go into a state I haven't yet been into. We're going to be going up to St. Louis, across to Kansas City, then skirting the western edge of Iowa, all the way up into South Dakota. So get to see some good farm country I've never gotten to see before. So really looking forward to that. So
now I'm just trying to find a place to stay, because there's literally nowhere. It's in the middle of nowhere. Like the Bates Motel, probably. I'd rather sleep in this truck than stay at the Bates Motel.
We got a big back seat back there.
No. I'm trying to find
it. Anyway, got out of court around 10 o'clock. It's 850-mile drive. We're projected to get up there, if we don't have to stop for gas, eat, or pee, at somewhere around 10:30 tonight, and then load up first thing tomorrow morning and head straight back, because my crew's supposed to be in Wednesday morning to get this thing installed. All right, you put a scratch on my new truck, we're gonna have an issue.
I don't do that. That's not me. Remember, I'm the safe driver. I'm the slow one. That would not be me. That would be
I don't like the word slow. We don't do things slow around here.
Well, we're doing it slow because, yeah, no. I don't like.
No, you're the one that always misplaces my tools.
No, I do not. That's a lie. You know that.
Oh, you just leave them up at the house.
No, I'm the one who finds them all. Okie dokie.
Come on, let's go. Daylight burning.
Yeah, I don't have road rage like you.
We'll see about that.
We're in the middle of nowhere, Missouri.
Somewhere between St. Louis and KC.
Near Columbia, I think.
We'll be in the KC area about time for dinner time. Try out some of that KC barbecue.
Are you gonna make fun of my music?
This music ain't gonna do right here. I didn't put them subs in the back to listen to this junk.
Heck yes, it's the 80s.
I'm gonna put on some AC/DC or something.
It's the 80s.
The worst of the 80s.
It is not the worst of the 80s. The B-52s are awesome. He's taking a detour in Council Bluffs, Iowa, while Matt drinks his salted
Don't flash me out
Caramel?
from Tennessee, boy.
salted caramel malt.
Caramel.
Caramel.
Caramel's not in Webster's dictionary.
Because so we're taking a detour because they closed the interstate.
800 feet, turn left onto 16th Avenue.
So she's got us going all kinds of crazy places.
How about quit recording and tell me where to go?
Ooh! You don't like that. That's a big liquor store.
I like what I see in South Dakota.
There's a casino in the liquor store.
Casino and liquor everywhere. You think there's one in the comfort suites down here?
I don't think so. There better be a shower and a bed.
Wouldn't mind a beer at the bar.
No. Bed. Just go sleep.
What time is it? Made it before midnight.
You did good.
All right, now where am I going to park this thing at?
Yeah, right over here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at our destination.
After you freaking hit that bump from hell.
That's good.
That look all right?
That looks great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right in the middle.
Okay.
All right, all loaded up. 13 hours home. ETA. Hopefully for midnight.
God, that's a lot of weight. What did they say? 1,600 pounds.
1,650 pounds.
All right.
Here's where all the Wilson hopper bottom trailers are made.
Wow. That's pretty neat.
We got them all there nice and shiny.
Oh God, there's so many. They're so nice and shiny. Are you getting comfy back there? Are you gonna take a nap?
Take a nap and plug my CPAP in back here.
Really? I told you that's why I sat back there. Oh, look at that.
Man, I can even stretch out in here.
All right, nice.
Wake me when we get home.
That's funny. I mean, yeah, I do drive. He shows me occasionally, but I do drive.
When you pick and choose when you drive.
Okay, sure. All right, so we're in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and we still have 10 hours to go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 12:25 in the morning on Wednesday, and we are home. 30 hours, and we made it. Bedtime, and tomorrow they're putting us in.
On vacation for?
Yeah, that's what we made our big trip for. Yeah, unwrapping the present there.
I'm trying to see. Can't wait.
Well, the crew from Watkins and Sons is going to be here in a few minutes to get started installing this. Before they get here, let me show you what we're replacing and why we're replacing it. So here we are in grain bin number 2, and this bin sweep right here is what we're replacing. If you've been watching this for a while, it's no stranger to you. You've seen us in the bins quite a bit, but you know, this is a sweep auger that when grain gets pulled down into the center well, we got a V, and you know, gravity will only carry it so far. So once the V gets down to the bottom of the center well, then we run this bin sweep right here to pull all the grain from over here over there. Well, this was first installed in 2011, and this design of bin sweep was not the best. In order to drive it, to pull it around, it's got this little rubber tire right here, and as you can see, this one's pretty much shot. But even when it was brand new, it just didn't pull real well. Anytime the auger cleared the grain out, we'd have to come over here and we'd have to kick it like that to get it to go a little bit farther into the grain, and it just would not pull itself very well at all. And now with that tire being worn, it pulls itself even less. And then also you've seen us, you know, this auger leaves probably about this much grain on the floor that we're constantly having to go behind it, scoop it up, and then blow the floor off, sweep the floor off to get the bin completely clean. And then also this bin right here is called a carry-in type auger. You see this cord right here runs out there to the power box, because there's no auger and there's no gearbox to drive this auger like there is in a traditional bin. So we've got to have an electric motor sitting on top of a gearbox here to run this auger. And just because of the weight of the grain pulling down, the force and everything, if we leave this thing sitting on the center well when we're, you know, pulling that V down to the center well, it could break this gearbox or whatever. So every year we have to take this auger off this center well and set it on blocks right on the side. And then whenever we get ready to use it again, we've got to get in here with grain kind of flowing down around us and manhandle this thing back onto the center well to be able to use it again. And you know, it was hard enough 12 years ago when I was 31 years old, when this was new, doing that. Now that I'm 43 years old, I mean, it's getting harder every year. Plus the constant shoveling. A lot of times, you know, myself or Kelly or Andy or somebody else might actually be in here by themselves shoveling grain, and it wears a person out. So this paddle sweep will be permanently affixed right there. There's no moving it on and off the center well. It's got a lot stronger gearbox and it sits on the center well. Plus it's got a whole lot better traction drive, but instead of that auger that's pulling grain over there, you know, leaving this much on here, it's got paddles on a chain that carry it over, and those paddles will lightly brush the floor, so there's actually very, very little grain left on the floor whenever it gets done running. And all we have to do is come in here with a leaf blower, you know, blow everything over towards the center well, and probably do a little bit of a sweeping right there around the edges, and just a whole lot easier on us. And anyway, bin 2 and bin 3 have augers just like that. We don't use bin 3 near as much as we use bin 2. That's why we're replacing this auger. If it works really well, eventually we might do the same thing in bin 3. Bin 1 and bin 4 have different types of augers. Bin 4 is our newest bin. They come out with a different design, a sweep auger. Plus, because it's got an actual auger coming out from it, coming over to the loop system, it's got a direct drive auger in there, but it's got a lot better traction wheel on the end that it actually pulls itself around. All we got to do is scoop up behind it. And then I had to have some repair work done on bin number 1 a few years ago, and I converted it to the same type of auger that's in bin number 4. So both of those work real well. Not going to work as well as this paddle sweep, but they work a whole lot better than the augers I got in bin 2 and 3. See, I converted this one over to a direct drive on bin number 1 several years ago. So we're going to start out putting paddle sweep in this one. If we really like it, might do it in number 3, and then as funds come available and get older and everything, might also convert 1 and 4 at some point in the future. So what's it look like in there?
It's a bunch of moving parts.
That's what it looks like, brand spanking new. Glad I don't have to assemble.
Yeah. Whole box full of rivets.
Yeah, and anyway, here's the paddle sweep itself. You know, it looks like a great big elevator chain on a combine there, but you know, it just rotates around, and these paddles, you know, just sweep the floor, pulling grain over towards the center well. And it's supposed to be real high capacity, so really anxious to see what it's going to look like whenever it get assembled. But hopefully they'll be here shortly, and they say they should be able to get this thing installed in 1 day or less. So hopefully they can, because we've got wheat getting really close, and we need to be cutting some wheat here real soon. Alright, they're getting pretty close on getting this thing finished up. One thing they don't do is they don't do the wiring up, so I've got to do the wiring on this, and we've got to replace this box here with this new one because it's got bigger motor, got different overloads and stuff, and for it to work properly, need this one right here, but should be pretty simple. Just I've already got the wires disconnected and just got to pull this off, and I mean all we got to do is run our lines in and run our lines out, and it should be pretty simple. Better be, because my electrician is not going to be able to get over here anytime soon to do it. All right, here's the finished product right here.
No, it's kind of dim. Can't see it. Anyway, there's paddles right here that sweep along the floor.
Got my motor wired up. Got my new box in there and wired up. We got voltage going to the plug. All right, Andy, you ready to see what this thing will do? Let me get this cord up out of the way. All right, power on. Holes going directly to the floor because that thing's so much heavier, plus the weight of the drain pushing down on it. This is where we got to park the auger on. This is where we got to park the sweep on top of whenever we get it into position. All right, we got it parked up on the pads. Got all of our wiring buttoned up there, and then look at that little pile there that it swept up off the floor. Bin sweeping is going to be fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, all we got to do is stand outside the door and turn it on and off.
Better be worth the 30-hour drive I had to put up with going with you.
Oh, it definitely will. I mean, once it runs around twice, and all we got to do is sweep from around the edges a little bit, run around one more time, come in here with a leaf blower and blow it, and that'll be it. No more having to sit here and kick the dang thing and shovel and everything.
Oh man, come on, it's the best part. 1, 2, 3, yaw! It's leg day, so we're not gonna have leg day anymore.
Well, we're going to test it out good on wheat, and then I might be calling and ordering a few more.
Hey, wait, no, I don't have time to go to South Dakota this winter. I'm sorry, I'm kind of busy.
No, I'll make a drive without you. I mean, you only drove for 2 tank loads anyway.
2 tank loads. You lie. That's a daggum lie. That's a lie. You better, lightning's gonna strike you. That's a lie. I got video you snoring in the back. Just showed it to him today.
Hell man, I only took 2 tank loads.
Oh yeah, my buddy Jacob from H&R just got done checking out my combine while I was doing the wiring. And yeah, I was right. We've got a bad controller in the combine. $1,900. Nobody's got one in stock, but it controls a lot of functions, but the only functions that's not working is the rear lights, and we don't need the rear lights for wheat harvest, so I got them to stock order one, and if he got a free morning while we're servicing the combine, or get a rainy day, or wait till after harvest, he'll come out and install it because it's got to be programmed. So that's the update on the combine. All right, last thing before we end this video, if we come out here and check the wheat, I think it's starting to get pretty close. You see these heads starting to curl like this. That's a sign it's getting real close. Although look down in here, there's still just a little bit of greenery, not much at all. This one looks like it's got drier seeds. Yeah, I can't make an indentation in my fingernail. Real nice and crunchy. That head right there is definitely dry and ready to go, so I think we're right there at it. I don't know. Got a few odds and ends to do in tomorrow, and I don't know. Might just bring the combine out tomorrow afternoon, just cut a little sample, see what the moisture tester says. If it's not ready to go, it's right there at it. So you know, it's Wednesday today. I definitely see us potentially cutting some wheat this week before it's over with. So, man, that's pretty, ain't it? Not many things better looking than a ripe field of wheat. Ripe field of cotton maybe, but man, that's pretty. Well, guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Appreciate y'all watching. Next time you see me, I'll be sitting in the combine, ready to go. How about y'all? See y'all in the next one.